Are home prices dropping here in the Bay Area? That is what we're going over today, and it's a burning question in a lot of residents' minds because let's face it, almost everybody wants home prices to drop down, especially if you're a buyer in this market. We're going to be diving deep into some market trends, some statistics, so that you have everything that you need to know to make your own decision on if you're going to buy or sell here in the Bay Area. If you don't already know, my name is Roland Osage with Real Broker, your go-to Bay Area real estate source. We put out videos every single week on topics just like this, where we're looking to educate you and make sure that you make the right decisions for both you and your family when you're looking to move or leave the Bay Area. So why is this such a relevant topic right now? I like to think the reason for this is because of a lot of headlines that we see in the news and the media that home prices are declining. Now, yes, we have had some very slight declines, and I'm going to show you some graphs and statistics here in a little bit, but the majority of the reason why I feel like this is really happening is because many home buyers who are just priced out of markets that they want to be in really want home prices to decline or correct so that they have a better shot. Now, there's even some homeowners that want to upgrade to that next home or downsize to that next home where they're kind of stuck or landlocked where they're at and they don't really want to give up their interest rate that they have. So we're going to get into all of this today. Make sure you stick around to the end because there's going to be a ton of value all the way up to the tail end of this video. Now we're gonna go over some key statistics over 3 different counties here in the Bay Area. Those counties are Contra, Costa County, Alameda County, and San Francisco County, so we'll go ahead and jump right into it. So as you can see, we're starting off with the Contra Costa County housing market. This data is from Redfin. Redfin actually has some really solid data that I think you should definitely take a look at if you're interested in running numbers and things like this and kind of seeing where things were at a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Highly encourage you to do that if that's what you're into. Most buyers that I work with really don't dive this much into this type of stuff. It's really more cut and dry for them and based off the information that I give them. But if you want to do that extra bit of research, definitely go for it. So we're going to run through these really quick. Median sales price for Contra Costa County is $810,000. Down 4.3% year over year. This is subjective, so I'll get more into this a little bit. 892 homes sold, down 14.5%. This is the biggest indicator of where we're at in the market because less inventory, just as much or more demand is where we're at. Median days on market is 13 days. Pretty normal. Let's go over to Alameda County. Just under $1.1 million sales price, 2.8% that it's down year over year. Number of homes sold is 841, 18.3% year over year. So way less homes being sold in Alameda County. And then same thing, 13 median days on market. Then we'll go to San Francisco County. This is where we're seeing the most decline, of course, because you guys all know what's going on with the headlines in San Francisco. Not good for businesses right now. Just a lot of people moving away from San Francisco. Median sales price for SF is 1.325. Down 9.7% year over year. Number of homes sold, 352, down 18.9%. That is really staggering for San Francisco. 31 days on market. So days on market is going up in San Francisco as well. Here is the crazy part about all of this. Back in July of 2022, the median home sales price was around $845,000. And interest rates back then were at about 5 to 5.5%, give or take, versus now 7 to 7.5%. So back in July of 2022, at a purchase price of around $845,000 with a 20% down payment and an interest rate of about 5.5%, that leaves you, give or take, roughly at a $4,600 to $4,700 a month payment. Fast forward to now at a purchase price of $800,000 with a 20% down payment and an interest rate of around 7 to 7.5% leaves you at $5,200 to $5,300 per month. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because this is what waiting has costed many Bay Area residents. Here in the Bay Area, which is the only market that I can speak of because it's the market that I work in every single day, we are so focused on price. And I get it, it's important to focus on that, but prices are only doing what they're doing because of interest rates. And they've always pretty much done what they've done because of interest rates. And this is why everyone that locked in a lower interest rate, even if they overpaid for a home, is happy. Before we move on to the next segment, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below, would you rather have paid a higher price with a lower interest rate or a lower price with a higher interest rate? Moving on to the next segment, what factors are really affecting the Bay Area's home prices? There are a lot of aspects that are affecting the Bay Area housing market, but the main aspect is inventory levels. So even though you may see a lot of headlines about mass layoffs in the tech sector, it wasn't impactful enough to create more inventory that we needed in our current market. Of course, the pandemic added a lot of fear and was detrimental to a lot of businesses here in the Bay Area, but same thing. It may have sped up migration patterns a lot more than we anticipated, But in all actuality, and you can do your own research on this, many Bay Area residents that leave the Bay Area really end up going to Sacramento and surrounding areas. At the end of the day, demand for housing will stay strong no matter where we're at price-wise or interest rate-wise. And why is because inventory is so incredibly low. Think of a collectible item or a rare pair of Jordan shoes. The more in demand they are with low supply, the more the market is willing to pay for them. Even if everyone doesn't agree with the price, someone else will. So let's get into some history real quick. Let's just go rewind to the past 5 years. So in Contra, Costa County specifically, median home price around this time, we can see it right down here, around $655, right? Interest rates at about 2018 were 4.5%, give or take. So you can see, even in 2018, I was hearing that, things were overpriced. Interest rates were too high, right? All that we normally hear in headlines or just people's opinions in general. So as we go, we see a tiny dip, then we see a big jump. We see a tiny dip, big jump, big jump, big jump. Pandemic hits, huge jump. Right? Then 2022 hits, we see that slight dip again into December to January 2022. Then we see that huge increase once, same thing, interest rates fluctuate, go down a little bit. Then we see a dip. This is when interest rates started to jump again, coming to 2022 to 2023. The largest dip that we saw that some of my buyers took advantage of and some people were a little bit just too weary or scared to kind of jump in the market and see was right here of December to January, maybe a little bit of November to 2023. This is when interest rates really shot up. Now, in my opinion, this was your opportunity for that deal, right? Everybody always wants that deal or of when is the good time to get into the market. For those clients of mine or buyers of mine that had low down payment, maybe VA offers, it was just a little bit harder for them to get into the market in a normal market when there was more competition. This was that opportunity. And look at even since then, with interest rates climbing, this is what we've gone up to, gone up and up and up and up. And we're in a slight dip right now because interest rates are higher than they've been in a very, very long time. So as of right now, there's not really panic sellers or anything like that. But during this just recent last interest rate hike, what I'm seeing is homes are taking about an extra week to go pending. Some sellers and listing agents are just getting a little bit uncomfortable and wondering what's going on and why is it not selling in that first 7 to 10 days like we're used to. But keep in mind, this is all very normal. When interest rates go up, that's when we see a little bit of delay in things and a little bit of time for people to react to the market. When interest rates go down, it's a little bit of the same thing. It's not like immediate that people start filling out their mortgage applications, getting pre-approved and start coming back into the market, get their pre-approvals renewed. It takes a little bit of a time, but once we see that, it starts to move quick. So what are some expert opinions that are going on right now? Real estate mogul Barbara Corcoran actually has stated in multiple interviews that as soon as interest rates start to drop, that's when demand is going to go through the roof. And not only demand, but also prices.
It's a good time to buy because the minute interest rates go down, everybody's waiting for them to go down, even by a point. And when they do, they're going to come rushing back in the market. Prices are going to explode and you're going to be paying more for the same house.
And I have to say, I strongly agree with this. During all these fluctuations that we've had, both interest rate increases and decreases, I've seen the market and I've seen how people react almost instantly when they start to see these things happen and when they start to see their monthly payment get more affordable. If you look at the 2021 to 2022 market, this is exactly what happened. Now, of course, interest rates were historically low, so this is what created all this frenzy and all this paying way over list price. But no matter what way you put it, those people that paid over list price that still have that low interest rate are very happy because their monthly payments are way less than anybody else that's coming to the market right now. So my prediction for the rest of 2023 is that we will still see home prices appreciating no matter which way rates go. Whether they go a little bit up or a little bit down, we're still going to see that appreciation. It won't be as rapid as we've been used to the past couple years, but we will definitely see some more stable appreciation. Now, if interest rates just continue to go up, then we're definitely going to see that affect the overall price. But keep in mind, that doesn't make it more affordable for you just because the price goes down. If the interest rate goes up and price goes down, it's still not going to be equal to what people were paying when interest rates were at their very lowest. And I'm not going to tell you whether interest rates are going to go up or go down. They are supposed to, based off of everything we've seen, over time start to go down. But if there's anybody telling you that they know what's going to happen with interest rates, just don't listen to them. So ultimately, what is affecting home prices either positively or negatively? When we have low supply and high demand, that creates competition. When there's competition, home prices will sell over list price unless there's something wrong with the home or if it was overpriced in the first place. Once again, interest rates. Interest rates go up, home prices go down. Interest rates go down, home prices go up. Very simple. Now, there are some other factors that may spark more sellers to move. For instance, things that we're seeing in San Francisco and Oakland right now when it comes to crime or when it comes to schools or anything like that, it could create a little bit more of a quicker time frame for those sellers that were kind of ready to get out, but now they're really ready to get out. Still, this is not going to create the supply that we really need here in the Bay Area. It's important to keep in mind that all of these counties and cities throughout the entire Bay Area are vastly different, from school districts to days on market to decrease in price year over year or increase in price year over year. They are all very locally specific when it comes to their own values. Now, if you have any particular questions on a certain market, just reach out. You have all my contact info below, and we help people just like yourself who reach out from this YouTube channel where we help them navigate what they're looking for, whether they're looking to buy or sell in the near future. So why are we here today? What did you guys just do?
We just purchased our first home.
What made you actually just reach out?
Honestly, your videos, they're so informative. For me, first time home buyer, having those videos and like the education behind it was what was like vital.
Thank you. As we near the end of this video, I'm going to give you some tips when it comes to buyers and sellers. So if you are a buyer in this current market, I know it's cliche, but when it comes to buying in our current real estate market and trying to time the market, residents here in the Bay Area have been trying to do that, some even the last 10 to 12 years, and it hasn't worked out well for them. And believe me when I tell you, they've missed out on a lot of equity and appreciation by doing so. People who are buying homes right now are doing it because they can afford it. So to me, it's that simple. If you can afford it and you're not looking to start a business or you have a better investment strategy that you feel will do better, then do it. But if you're tired of renting, if you know that you're gonna get that appreciation and real estate is a good long-term investment, which I strongly believe it is, then do that. Now, when it comes to sellers, same thing. Sellers are usually only selling right now because they have to. But if you can make it work where you can rent out that house that you own with that low interest rate and it can cash flow, maybe put a little bit of money into your pocket, and you have the means and ability to go buy that other house without having to sell the other house, then I strongly encourage that. Some reasons why I've had sellers reach out to me is because they've inherited a property, they don't want to deal with it, they've outgrown their current home, they're retiring and ready to either upgrade to a new city or downsize, stay here in the Bay Area. And there is no one size fits all. So you can't say now's a bad time to sell if we're in a pretty strong seller's market. It just depends on your current situation. So before we conclude this video, I wanted to give you guys some current scenarios that I have with active buyers and sellers that I'm working with, so it can kind of paint the picture of what it may look like for you guys if you're looking to get into the market now. So let's get into it. Client number one is a buyer in Martinez. We actually closed yesterday. It is a townhome, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, just a little bit over 1,000 square feet. They ended up closing at $505,000 with just under a $400 HOA per month. And they actually got this home $10,000 under list price. They gave the sellers a free 21-day rent back, and this was done with a VA offer. Client number two is a seller and buyer combo. So they are selling their home in Antioch and also buying their home in Antioch. Put their home on the market for $400,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. We're actually accepting an offer today. It's probably going to land in the $475 price range, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. And then during their time with the home on the market, I actually got them under contract in the replacement home that they are buying for $610,000. 3-bed, 2-bath, beautiful yard, just a total upgrade from what they were currently living in. Client number three is a buyer in Vallejo. They're buying for $650,000. This home is almost fully turnkey remodeled. Beautiful home and beautiful views of the bay as well as the Carquinez Bridge. With that buyer, it was a very clean offer. They just gave them what they were asking and they felt that it was worth every penny. Client number four is a buyer in Castro Valley, California. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet, top to bottom, fully remodeled home. This place is beautiful. We actually picked this one up for them before the offer deadline at $1.485. And client number five, this one's more of a teaser. So if you're looking in San Mateo for a home, this one is going to be a full remodel from top to bottom with permits and everything. Beautiful home. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, just over 1,300 square feet. And this is going to come on the market in the 1.4 range. It will definitely go over that. But once again, San Mateo is very limited on inventory. If you're looking in that area, please reach out with the contact info below. I can get you an early look or possibly even get you into the home before we hit the market. Well, with a lot of uncertainty in today's market, I hope this cleared up some information for you or questions that you had. Like I've stated before, if you have any specific questions on anything, reach out with the contact information below. You can call, text, or email. We put out videos every single week about the Bay Area to inform you, keep you educated, so that way you know exactly what decision to make when you're ready to make that decision. We'll see you guys on the next video.